Nice to see all of you around here. It has been a while. I haven't been streaming for almost 3 months. This is probably the longest streaming break I've had since I started streaming years ago on Fnatic. It has been a long one, it has been a while. So much to tell all of you, so much to discuss. I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of questions about what I've been up to, what's going on with the roster changeover to CLG, what are my plans for the stream, where am I in the world right now, all this type of stuff, like all this good stuff. And don't you worry, I got some answers for all of you. So what have I been up to? So we played semifinals, few days after that, traveled to China. For Worlds, had our Worlds bootcamp, ended up being in Shanghai for around a month in total, and at one point I was considering whether I wanted to stream from our bootcamp in China or not. I decided to just fully focus on myself, invest everything I had into just getting ready for Worlds, getting ready for play-ins, group stage, all that good stuff, and just try to get the most out of myself, really fully focus on myself in that time frame. Once we got knocked out of Worlds, I came home like a bit over a month ago, I guess. And most of all, after coming home, I needed a break. It has been a long year. It has been a crazy year in a lot of ways. And I ended up being away from home for more than 8 months, which is longer than I've ever done before. And not only was I away for 8 months, I couldn't have anyone come and visit me over in the US. Like, my girlfriend couldn't come visit me, my family couldn't come, no friends could come. It has been a pretty strange and tough year in a lot of ways, starting all the way from the visa issues to the problems on TL and Spring Split, finishing 9th place and having to kinda, get back on track and start from scratch again going into summer. And then, just on a personal level, there was a lot of challenges, right? Now when I came home, I needed a break. I needed a break, and usually I don't take that long breaks after coming home. Most of you know that. I just take a little break for a week or two, and then I start streaming, I get back into it. But yeah, again, this time it was a little different, and I needed a bit more time, so... And that has been good for me. I feel good, I feel refreshed, I feel great. I probably should touch a bit on the swap over to CLG as well. I'm sure many of you are pretty curious to hear about that, aren't you? I'm actually really excited to join CLG. On Team Liquid, for different reasons, we didn't always agree on exactly how to approach the game. We didn't exactly agree on what champions to play, how we wanted things to be. I have had some really positive talks with Galen. He was CLG's academy coach this entire year, and he has been promoted to the head coach. And me and him, so far, have been really aligned in terms of how we want to play. Like how we think. Like we're just so aligned in terms of how the jungle role should be played, how a top team should play. And he has a really good vision and philosophy on how to get the most out of his players, how to help everyone individually, but also get everyone to gel as a team. I have a feeling that this upcoming year I will be closer to playing the way that I want to play. I think we have the tools on this entire team to actually make a statement, actually make it pretty far. Because to begin with, I saw a lot of people, influencers, fans, people around the scene, when there was rumors about our potential roster. Obviously the roster wasn't exactly as people expected it to be. People didn't expect us to have Wild Turtle. I'm happy with this lineup, honestly. I'm really happy with this. Like, as I said, Galen seems like a great coach. Obviously there's a limit to how much I've been working with him yet, but I really like everything I've heard. Finn just came off his first year at Worlds, had a really solid summer split with Rogue. At Worlds he got to lane against two of the strongest top laners in the world, and while he didn't have the strongest showing of all, he came in as a rookie and he actually had a good year. And often when you get to play at Worlds for the first time, when you get to scrim against top teams, play against top teams on stage, you can take away so much from that, and you can learn so much from that. And I'm confident that he's going to be looking really, really strong this year. And I've already dueled and with him and talked to him quite a bit. Really been enjoying talking to Finn so far and playing with him. Pobelda I know a little bit already from my time in CL. I've heard a lot of positive things about him. Outside of that, he looked pretty solid in Summer Split 2. And then we have Wild Turtle and Smoothie in the bot lane. Two veterans who have both played really solid in the past, who have a pretty solid list of achievements. Turtle obviously was on FlyQuest this year, who managed to take us down 3-2 in the semi-final over the LCS, and who looked really strong, who had a good team spirit, seemed to have a good atmosphere. And I think the two of them, Wild Turtle and Smoothie, should be pretty solid as well. So, like, how I see it is that we're not gonna come in as the team that everyone expects to win. And in that sense, this time around, I'm in a bit of a different position than I've been in before, where on Fnatic for all 3 years, on Team Liquid this past year, we were kind of expected to win, or it would be seen as an absolute failure for us. That's how we all viewed it as well, at least I did. That it would be a failure if we didn't go all the way, if we didn't win. Now on CLG, I still believe we can win, but the community doesn't view it that way, and the perception of our team is a little different. And there's a lot of strong teams in North America this year, and I think for us, most of all, if we can manage to just find our footing as a team, if we can slowly gel as a team, slowly get to know each other, learn to play together, figure out how we want to approach the game as a team, and which kind of style or identity works for us, or you know, a couple of styles or ways to play. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure how Spring Split is gonna go, but I'm pretty confident that once we get a couple of months in, half a year in, that like with the players we have, with the coaches, with all the tools we've been given, I think this can be good. And I see potential. I see a lot of potential. And I know some of you might be sitting there and you're like, he has to say that. Of course he says that. Like, anyone would say that. But like, I honestly see this as a possible, I guess, redemption for myself in a way, or like a fresh start. Because the community has been pretty harsh on me this year. The year before that, like last year, a little similar, but not to an extreme of an extent. And I kind of get it to an extent. I think it has been blown like pretty heavily out of proportion. It has gone a little too far, to say the least. And most of all, I'm pretty happy that I'm actually getting a fresh start now, and I can get to prove everybody what I'm actually capable of as a player, and that yeah, I still have what it takes to be among the best, if not the best. For those of you wondering, right now I am still in Europe. I am sitting in my room in Denmark. Some of you might be able to recognize it. And today there's some EU solo queue on the menu, and that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be exciting.